Well, on that note, I'd like to talk a little bit about the sex scenes.
Yes.
I'd like to talk a lot bit about the sex scenes.
Yes.
I am deeply enamored with all of the sex scenes. I like
Yes.
the ones that I identify with, the ones I don't identify
Nate's
with.
back. Yes, Lord. Yes. 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 Yes.
And there's a lot of things I want to talk about with the sex scene, and I appreciate, we can keep on this Oliver Connor conversation a little, because when I've got like 7 things I want to say at once. All right. First of all, what I love about the show is that every sex scene is a gratuitous sex scene, period.
Is it gratuitous or is it just weird?
Well, it's TV gratuitous.
It's really in the middle of
I mean, it's
the best sex you will ever see on television.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I'm not saying that it's gratuitous in any bad way. I'm simply saying that what we have come to see, the sort of intimacy and detail that we're used to seeing in heterosexual sex scenes, we're now seeing with not heterosexual sex scenes, right? Gay sex scenes, lesbian sex scenes.
Yes.
And I copied all the tweets down, right? Because it was this hoopla in 2014 when the first, Oliver Connor. Well, no, I don't think it was Oliver Connor. I think it was Connor and someone
No, it
else.
was Oliver and Connor.
Was that the first one?
Yes.
I apologize. But so some tweet said, the gay scenes are too much. There's no point and they add nothing to the plot. And Shonda Rhimes responded and said, there are no gay scenes. There are scenes with people in them. And if you are suddenly discovering that Shondaland shows have scenes involving people who are gay, you are late to the party. If you use the phrase gay scenes, you are not only late to the party, but also not invited to the party. Bye, Felicia, #OneLove. Shonda's words, not mine. Just can't take credit for it, that's all. So I appreciate that this is the desire to show love regardless of category seems integral to the plot, seems integral to the purpose of the show. And I don't really have a question, but I'm curious as to your perspective on the nature of them, because, and then I'll jump to my other question before I get to it, I apologize. I love Annalise and Nate's scenes. I love Annalise and Nate's scenes because, frankly said, they're both dark-skinned. And we don't necessarily see dark-skinned, intimate
Chocolatey
scenes.
sex.
Don't see it on television.
Yes.
And every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, get it.
Yes.
So actually, you mentioned to me comments you heard.
A comment.
I would love for you to share that
anytime,
with the group.
it was interesting. I got a comment where it was black on black sex somehow seems hotter than other kinds of sex.
Did you say black on black sex?
Yeah, black on black sex. Where a black man and a black woman together in a sex scene somehow was hotter than other scenes of sex. Which I'm like, oh, word? All right. I mean, it's hot. I wouldn't categorize it as hotter than anything else. But it's interesting because people don't necessarily see black love like that on television. I mean, I'm of the age when it was Florida and James Evans, and there was a quick peck, right? Even Cliff and Claire were cute. And they could get a little body with their sense of humor, but you never saw them ripping each other to shreds in terms of their sex.
In a good way.
In a good way, yeah. Ripping each other's clothes off. They had 5 babies. Those babies got here somehow, right? So we were not able to sort of see them in that way. I love all of the sex on our show. And in fact, Connor, when he cheated on Oliver in the first season with a guy named Pax who jumped out of a window. That's the kind of show I'm writing on. That sex scene between Connor and Pax was the hottest sex scene I had ever seen in my entire life. It was sexy. He was thrown up against a wall. He was doing all this on the wall. And he was kissing him, and they went down to the floor, and he's ripping off his pants. And I mean, I was like, oh, I am a straight chick, but I'm here for everything that is happening in this scene. And I really love that we're able to go in that direction. Not necessarily just showing boobies, which, you know, is a hallmark of like European television. If anyone has ever grown up in Europe, there's just boobies everywhere, which is great. But we have had such an emphasis on violence in this country, where it's okay to be sort of gratuitous with our violence, but most of us are not violent like that on a daily basis. Most of us are sexual, I would hope. If you choose to be sexual, you can be asexual, hey, no judgments. But I love that we are able to see those experiences now on television, because those are actual experiences that we all are part of in some way, shape, or form. That's how we all got here, by the way, if you didn't know. Your parents had some sort of sexy times, and that's how you got here. And if they really liked each other, they had sexy times often. And if they are not the way that, you know, a man and a woman, you know, they still had sexy times, and then maybe they had a sperm donor, or they had sexy times together and they adopted you, or, you know, but they're having sexy times if they love each other, okay? So I love that we're exploring that.